But let's talk about Doug Gilbert for a minute. A couple weeks ago, Doug Gilbert comes out here and says, I should be thankful for all the things that he and his brother Eddie did for me. Keyword, for me, right? Well, as I told him then, I remember all the things, Doug Gilbert, that you and your brother did to me. So what I decided I'd do in the next couple weeks, I'm going to bring a few little pieces of video from my own personal library and remind you and everybody else of some of the incidents that took place between me and your brother Eddie. And instead of talking, let's just show one. This took place right out here in the parking lot a few years ago.
Fought all the way out the building. They're out at, that is a parking lot on the side of the TV station. And Lawler and Gilbert are just going straight at it. Lawler slams Gilbert's head down on the hood of a car. A street brawl. Lawler picks Gilbert up, and Gilbert swings back, tagging away, and Lawler picks Jerry up, slams him right down into the windshield. Lawler, good night. He busted him right down into that windshield. Lawler picking himself out of that windshield. Jumps Gilbert from behind.
Now, Doug, does that refresh your memory a little bit? That's one of the things you guys, your brother at least, not...
That's the last straw! You don't show those things, King, and we hadn't got to wait. Why don't you pull your stinking crown off, and we'll get in the ring right now and get it on. Come on, you want to go right now? You don't do that stuff.
We don't have to wait a Wednesday night. We can go right now, either one of us, huh?
Hey, hold it. You hold on just a second. You don't show films of my brother unless you have my permission. You're nothing but a low-life scum. I think you're a yellow-bellied dog, and you don't do that stuff to me. Do you understand?
Jumps the elbow from behind. Gilbert nails him with a right fist. Now they're all in the ring, but it's 2 against 1 as Scott Bowden is in there. Gilbert with a right fist. He hammered Lawler. Scott Bowden, he's choking him with something. Is that a piece of tape off of his wrist?
I wouldn't be at all surprised. And here comes Brian Christopher out. Brian Christopher.
He didn't get in the ring. He stopped.
Came up to the ringside and just walking around as Scott Bowden and Doug Gilbert killing it.
Brian.
He should have expected to be double-teamed, huh? And then when he told me, he should have expected.
Get up there. Gilbert choking him and Bowden kicking him, and Brian comes out. He started to jump in the ring, looked in and saw it was Lawler, and he just backed away and comes to what he's referring to in case you didn't see it earlier. Oh, Lawler ducked as Gilbert nails Bowden down he goes.
That was Scott Bowden's tie he was using to choke Lawler, by the way.
I loved it. Scott Bowden got it right in the chop from Doug Gilbert. And the King, who was ready to defend against the challenge from Gilbert out here on the floor, but Bowden jumped him from behind, got right on his back. Then Brian Christopher, when the 2 of them had Lawler down, Brian Christopher comes out, and Brian came over in that line that he said you should have expected to have been double teamed, came out of a little conversation that Jerry and Brian had earlier out here on the program when Jerry was talking about a bout that Brian had with Double J Jeff Jarrett. Whoa!